Van Damme films that had sequels or remakes without him. First up is the original, Bloodsport 1998, stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Donald Gibb, and Lee Ayres. Bloodsport follows Frank Dukes, an American martial artist serving in the military, who decides to leave the army to compete in the martial arts tournament in Hong Kong, where the fights to the death can occur. Then the unrelated sequels, Bloodsport 2, 1996, stars Daniel Bernhardt, James Hong, Pat Morita. Alex Cardo is imprisoned and disciplined by one of the inmates. His new master also tells him about the brutal yet illegal Kumite tournament, but how will they get there? Bloodsport 3, 1996, stars Daniel Bernhardt, John Rhys-Davies, Amber Keeler Andrews. After his trainer is murdered, Alex Cardo uses his martial arts skills and takes on the one responsible. Bloodsport, The Dark Kumite, 1999, stars Daniel Bernhardt, Ivan Ivanov, and Lisa Stuhard. A police officer goes undercover to investigate the disappearance of inmates at a prison. Then with Kickboxer, 1989, stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dallas Alexo, Dennis Chan. Kurt Sloan must learn the ancient kickboxing art of Muay Thai in order to avenge his brother. Then the related sequel with the never-before-mentioned third brother, Kickboxer 2, The Road Back, 1991, stars Sasha Mitchell, Dennis Chan. David's brother Kurt defeats Poe in Kickboxer a year after Poe kills Kurt. David, who has a kickboxing gym in LA, is manipulated into a match against Poe. Kickboxer 3, The Art of War, 1992, stars Sasha Mitchell, Dennis Chan, and Richard Kumar. David Sloan travels to Rio for a kickboxing exhibition. There he saves two youngsters and stops a white slaver. Kickboxer 4, The Aggressor, 1994, stars Sasha Mitchell, Kamal Criffer, and Brad Thornton. David Sloan must travel to Mexico to save his wife from a savage drug lord who's also an old nemesis. The Redemption, Kickboxer 5, 1995, stars Mark Dacascos, James Ryan, and Jeff Mead. After David Sloan is murdered, it's up to kickboxing champ Matt Reeves to avenge him. Then there's Universal Soldier, 1992, stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, and Ali Walker. Soldiers who were killed during the Vietnam conflict are brought back to life in a top-secret military experiment that creates superhuman warriors. Then, after that, there were two TV movies. Universal Soldier 2, Brothers in Arms, 1998, stars Matt Battaglia, Andrew Jackson, Eric Bison, and Gary Busey. The Universal Soldiers are used to smuggle diamonds for a CIA director, but Luke Devereaux continues to cause him problems. Universal Soldier 3, Unfinished Business, 1998, stars Richard McMillan, Roger Perriad, Leighton Morrison, and Burt Reynolds. The return of Luke Devereaux and Veronica Roberts continue their attempts to expose the Universal Soldier unit. Van Damme returned to the franchise with Universal Soldier The Return, 1999, stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bill Goldberg, and Heidi Shands. The Universal Soldiers must fight the whole army when the military supercomputer Seth gets out of control. Time Cop, 1994, stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Mia Sara, Ron Silver. Max Walker, an officer for a security agency that regulates time travel, must fend for his life against a shady politician who's intent on changing the past to control the future. Apart from a TV show in 1997, we got this semi-related sequel, Time Cop, The Berlin Decision, 2003, stars Jason Scott Lee, Thomas Ian Griffith, Mary Page Keller. 20 years after the set of events, the TEC, Time Enforcement Commission, the agency that makes sure that no one travels into the past without permission and changes history, is still going strong. Now, Brandon Miller, a TEC operative, believes that they had the responsibility to change history, hoping the world will be better. But Ryan Chan, another TEC operative, stops him and kills the woman he loves in the process. 2 years later, Miller escapes from prison and sets out to eliminate all TEC operatives by killing their ancestors. Eventually, Ryan's the only one left and has to stop Miller before he gets him. Van Damme wasn't the lead, but the first film got sequels. No Retreat, No Surrender, 1985, stars Kurt McKinney, Jean-Claude Van Damme, J.W. Fail. Jason, a Bruce Lee fan, sees his karate instructor dad beaten by martial arts thugs. They move to Seattle where, after humiliations, he trains with Bruce Lee's ghost so he can defend himself and others against thugs. Then we got the two unrelated sequels, No Retreat, No Surrender 2, Raging Thunder, 1987, stars Lauren Avedon, Max Thayer, and Cynthia Rothrock. In the sequel, Scott Wilde, an American kickboxer, must go to Cambodia to rescue his Vietnamese girlfriend from Russian and Vietnamese troops. The next one has the same actor from the previous film, but playing a different character. No Retreat, No Surrender 3, Blood Brothers, 1990, stars Lauren Avedon, Keith Vitale, and Joseph Campanella. Two feuding brothers, one a policeman, the other a martial arts expert, of different political views join forces to avenge the death of their father, a retired agent killed by the mafia. And then we get Cyborg in 1989, stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Deborah Richter, and Vincent Klin. A martial artist hunts a killer in a plague-infested urban dump of a future. Then we get the unrelated sequel, Cyborg 2 Glass Shadow, 1993, stars Elias Cotes, Angelina Jolie, and Jack Palance. Two companies battle for cyborg domination. One's built a cyborg, Angelina Jolie, so human that they hope she can get into the competition's HQ and explode, but she escapes with her human martial arts instructor. Cyborg 3, The Creation, also known as Cyborg 3, The Recycler, 1994, stars Zach Galligan, Christine Hyde, Richard Lynch. Prepare yourself for an all-too-deadly future. Cash, the heroine of Cyborg 2, is living in the free zone, but not for long. Biomechanical problems are taking her systems down, and a visit to the doctor confirms her worst fears. She is more than a marvel of cyborg technology. She is the first of her kind to become a creator. She is pregnant. Hard Target, 1993, stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Lance Henriksen, and Yancey Butler. A woman hires a drifter to guide her through New Orleans in search of her missing father. In the process, they discover a deadly game of cat and mouse behind his disappearance. Then we get the remake / spin-off. Hard Target 2, 2016, stars Scott Atkins, Robert Kapner, and Rona Mehta. Wes is slumming it in Bangkok 6 months after killing his best friend in a match in Vegas. He's tricked into the jungle where he's a fox for rich people's hunt. Sudden Death, 1995, stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Powers Booth, Raymond J. Barry. A former fireman takes on a group of terrorists holding the vice president and others hostage during the 7th game of the NHL Stanley Cup's final. Then we get the remake, which is supposed to be a parody of the original. Welcome to Sudden Death, 2020, stars Michael J. White and Sabran Rock. A security guard who is also an ex-special forces brings his 2 kids to work at a basketball arena on the day the governor, the mayor, thousands of other spectators, and 8 terrorists are there. I was going to include 1994 Street Fighter, but the 2009 film Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li, doesn't really count as a sequel or a remake. So thanks for watching. Here ended the lesson.